How are you, my dear students? I hope everyone is okay. Today we are going to start our new topics. Here's the new topics. We also start chapter 3. Here's the chapter we also, in the previous class, we also explained about the diffusion, and next topic is the osmosis. And today our very main important topics. Here's I also draw two figures. One figure is the different regions of root. My dear students, yes, we also explain now absorption of water and mineral salts. Absorption of water and mineral salts is also very important topics for you the next JC exam. Here's the exam. We also explain what's the meaning of the absorption of water and mineral salts. Now, mechanism of water absorption in plants. Yes. Now, I also explain about what's the mechanism of water absorption in plants. First, the process by which living cells of the plant body intake water and mineral salt dissolved in water is generally known as absorption. Terrestrial, yes, the land plants absorb water from soil through root hairs. Yes, I just draw this category is the root hair. This structure is the root hair and the root hair region, and second is the root growth region. Yes, there is no any root hair, but it's also the root growth region, and this structure is the root cave, and the another structure is the capillary water. This structure is the capillary water, and this structure is the soil particle and the open space, and this structure is the root hair. Now, terrestrial land plants absorb water from soil through root hairs. Submerged plants absorb water through their whole body. The root hairs of the terrestrial plants intake capillary water of the soil particles through osmosis. The wall of the root hair is permeable. So first it absorbs water through imbibitions, and the absorbed water comes in contact with semi-permeable plasma membrane below the cell wall. The concentration of the central solution of the root hair is higher than that of its environment, and thus water solvent enters into the cell through endosmosis. Here's the endosmosis. The concentration of the cell shape from the outer membrane of the center of the root cells is not equal. Consequently, due to intercellular osmosis, water flows from one cell to another and finally reaches the leaves through the xylem vessels of the stem. Here's I just also only the very shortly brief about what's the meaning of mechanism of water absorption in plants. In the terrestrial plants, we also explain the capillary waters, and here's the capillary waters. I also explain how can they flow the cell wall. Now, imbibition. What's the meaning of imbibition? Most of the colloidal substances are the hydrophilic. Plant body contains various colloidal substances such as starch, cellulose, gelatin, etc. Please everyone underline these marks. Here's the gelatin words. These substances can absorb water because of their colloidal nature. The process by which colloidal substances cell wall in plants absorb different liquid water in case of plants is called the imbibition. Again, I also explain what's the meaning of imbibition. There are in natural, there are many structures. First structure is the starch, second is the cellulose, gelatin, etc. They also absorb in the water. Yes, when they are absorbed in the water, another name is the imbibition. Now, absorption of mineral salts by plants. In the previous I also explained the absorption of water. Now again I also explain about the absorption of mineral salt by plants. Plant absorb a good deal of mineral salt from the soil for their development and physiological need. Mineral salts remains in solution form in the soil. Here's the solution form in the soil. Again, I just explained the mineral salt. Here's the mineral salt remains as solute with capillary water of soil. but the absorption processes of water and mineral salts are different and there is no relation between the two processes. Plant cannot absorb the whole salt molecule. They absorb salt only the form of ion. However, the salt absorption process is divided into two parts. They are inactive absorption and the active absorption. My dear students, when the inactive absorption, there are no needs to metabolism category. When the active absorption, they also need the metabolic category. My dear students, again I also explain about shortly brief about the next topic is the transpiration. Have you any idea about the transpiration? Here's the transpiration. Transpiration is a special physiological process of plant. We learned from the earlier lesson that water is essential for different physiological work of plant. For that, plant absorbs a bulk amount of water from soil through root hairs. Plants use a portion of this water in different metabolic activities and rest of it goes out in the form of vapor of the atmosphere. Sorry for break. Again, I also explain about the transpiration. Transpiration is a physiological process of plant. We learned from the earlier lesson that the water is essential for different physiological work of plant. For that, plant absorbs a bulk amount of water from the soil through root hairs. Plants use a portion of this water in different metabolic activities and rest of it goes out in the form of vapor up to the atmosphere. The loss of water in the form of vapor through evaporation from the moist surface of the internal tissues of the aerial parts of the plants, especially the leaves, is known as the transpiration. There are three kinds of transpiration based on the outlet of the plants through which water is lost, such as stomata transpiration. Stomata transpiration is the major form of transpiration. Cuticular transpiration. Here's the cuticular transpiration. Transpiration through the cuticle of leaves and stem. Lenticular transpiration. Some water vapors go out through lenticels of the stem. The stomata. Under simple microscope and lenticels of stem is naked eyes can be seen easily. My dear students, today I also explain about the experiment, the activity, experiment of transpiration. Requirement, the potted plants, table, water, polythene, thread, vaseline, etc. Method, take two plants grown in tubes, place on the table and pour necessary water. Wrap one plant bearing leaves with polythene. Tie the polythene with the help of a thread at the base of the plant and smear vaseline over there to prevent air and water to pass. Cut all the leaves of the other plant and wrap it with polythene in the same way. Keep both the plants in the sunlight. Observation. Here's the observation. After some time, you will see that inside the polythene of the plant with leaves, water droplets appear, but they do not appear on the plant without leaves. Why does water appear inside the polythene of the plant with leaves and not in plant without leaves? What can you prove from the experiment? What do you decide from the observation? Basically, all of the happening is also the main factors is the transpiration and also the transpiration process. My dear students, today I also explain about the absorption of water and mineral salts. Here I draw the root hair region, root growth region, root cap and the different regions of root. Here the different regions of root. I also explain the capillary water, open space and the root hair. I think it's also the last finishing today. Thank you, my dear students.